Hi guys, Curtis Candy Spaz Gamer Shotgun Boy here with you, and it's Tuesday. That means it's commentary day, and I've got a gameplay for you, a Black Ops 2 gameplay that I'm going to do commentary over. Recently, I've been wanting to feel like a real boy, feel like a big man, and the only way I can do that playing Call of Duty, and you know what it is, I got to bring in the Tard bots. The recruit bots are the only way that I can feel like a real man and kill a bunch of shit. So what I did was I wanted to play them knife only so I could stab people and feel good about it, because I can't do it against real live opponents because they kill me really bad because I only carry a butter knife. But let's get the video started and let's see how I do against the Tard bots. Now today's commentary is like, it's kind of an unusual one for me, because I should preface this by saying that I don't get emotionally affected by a lot, or put it this way, I don't have, when something affects me, I can departmentalize it and get past it in a hurry. You know, whatever it may be. It's just something that I've been able to do over the years. Ways I've learned to deal with things. And it's not that I don't confront things. It's that I'm good at confronting them, putting them in their place, and moving on. For instance, like there's nothing bigger to me outside of my family than Notre Dame football. They got waxed in the championship game. Well, you know what? I was really bummed out about it for about 3 or 4 hours. And then it's like, okay, now it's time to move on. I don't like feeling bad. I don't like feeling down. So let's just figure it out. Let's go with, you know, they had a great season, bright future, gonna get on. I don't like feeling dragged down. Well, as a lot of you already know, tomorrow is the Spaz Kid's 13th birthday. And I can't recall anything having an effect on me the way that this is. For those of you who don't know, the Spaz Kid and I have had a really close relationship. The last 13 years have been the best years of my life. I mean, we've been really tight since the day he was born. When he was a baby, when he first came home from the hospital, I can remember I would come home from work and I would just sit there and hold him for hours. And if I came home and he was sleeping, I would just sit there and look at him. And that's just the relationship we've had. And I've been very fortunate because he's a really, really good kid. It's funny, when he was in kindergarten, I'd always told him, because back then I was wrestling a heavy schedule, and as he got a little older, he looked up to that wrestling and stuff. And I would always tell him, say, listen, Brax, you don't need to be the kind of guy who goes out and get your head crushed with metal folding chairs. You're gonna be smart. I want you to be a thinker. So when he was in kindergarten, they had a little project going, and the teacher called us to tell us about it. She asked all the kids, you know, what they wanted to be when they grew up, and they were saying, you know, policeman, fireman, whatever. And she got to Braxton, and Braxton said, I'm going to be a thinker. And she goes, I'm sorry? And he goes, yeah, I'm going to be a thinker. She goes, what's that mean? And Braxton told her, he said, my dad said that I'm not going to be a big goof getting hit on the head with metal folding chairs, and I need to be smart. I'm going to be a thinker, so I'm going to do good in school. And she was just taken by that, and so was I. And it's gotten so hard. It's so weird, him getting bigger. It's something that I enjoy seeing, because he is such a good kid, and I like to see him making his own way in life. But it's so hard knowing that I'm not going to have a little boy anymore. Braxton went almost everywhere with me on my shoulders. You know, our earlier Disney trips, he was on my everywhere. Where we went, whenever I went to the store here locally, he'd pop up on my shoulders and we walked to the store together. We're hardly ever apart. And it's just really weird. I mean, it's just something that I didn't see coming, and I never expected to face, but it's tough. It's difficult. He's my little one. He's my little guy, and he's not little anymore. And I mean, that, I know that probably sounds really cornball, but when you're living it, it's like, and it wasn't as hard with my older kids. Not that I don't love my older kids, don't get me wrong. It's just that he's my little one, and he's not so little anymore. And I don't know. It's a weird thing. It's really, it's difficult to deal with on one hand, but not in a severe way, because again, he's such a good kid, and I'm so proud of the things he's done. But I spend so much of my time this last few weeks remembering all the different things we've done, and I always remember, I so wish somebody had a camera. Years ago, my wife wouldn't let Braxton, which I understand, when he was real little, come to my wrestling shows, because my matches were extremely violent. And he was about 4, and I had an injury that I couldn't wrestle, but I still wanted to go to the show. So we went there, and I remember before the show, it was just about to start, so we had a full crowd. It was a big house there, and he wanted to see the ring. So I brought him up in the ring, and now there's people in the audience. once we're in the ring, he starts wrestling with me. Well, we're just playing around. I wasn't even thinking about a crowd being there. But we're wrestling around and stuff, and I let him take me down. He hit me, and I bumped hard on the mat, made the big bam. He comes over, hit me with some little finishing move that I showed him before, and I counted it 1, 2, 3. Not even thinking about the crowd. The crowd popped huge. They just blew up for him because I'm not thinking there's a few hundred people here actually watching this go on. And one of my great memories is I was laying there on the mat selling it because he just whooped me. And he hears the people, and at first he was only 4. It like startled him when he heard all the people cheer. And then I remember watching him stand there by the ropes and start raising his arms in the air like the conquering champion. And it was an impromptu thing. So, and back then it was enough years ago, people didn't have cameras or video cameras on their cell phones. So I have no record of it. I mean, other than here, which is good enough. But there's just all these things have been coming back to me, and I guess I get a little freaked out because there is going to be a day where I sit down, I guess, to do videos when he goes off to college or whatever, and I say, hey, Curtis Candy, Spaz Gamer, Shotgun Boy, and the 27 other nicknames I picked up by then, and I'm going to say, and here beside me, as always, is an empty chair, and that's going to suck. That's going to be hard. But he has already confirmed with me. He told me not too long ago that when he gets older, when he starts to settle down, when he's finding the girl that he wants to be with for the rest of his life, he said, Dad, if she doesn't understand that I always have to have some time set aside to play with my dad, then it's a no-go. It's not going to work. So he's got my back. But it's just something I wanted to share with you guys because it's difficult. It's difficult. And I'm not used to things like that being difficult. I can usually, like I said, departmentalize them, put them in their proper place, and take care of it. As you see, I completely raped the Tard Bots, went 50-4, got my dogs to finish off the job for me and everything. So I got to feel like a big man for a few minutes, even though if I ever took a knife out against you guys, you would just laugh at me and hurt me in many evil, vile ways. But that's my little commentary for today. Thanks for letting me share it with you guys. And tomorrow, my little boy becomes a teenager. He's always going to be my little boy, but he's not a little boy anymore. And it's hard. Talk to you guys soon.